Exercise 1.2.2 has us look at a data set and identify all those bits and pieces we've just learned about. So observational units, variables, and types of variables. Um, I recommend again that you take a moment, pause the video, try this on your own, just skip to the end and see if your answers are the same as mine. If you want me to talk you through it, here I am. I'm going to talk us through it. So the observational units, remember, in a spreadsheet are typically the rows. So if we look here, what do we collect data on? Well, it looks like we had questions or asked data of different countries, right? So we have Albania, Angola, Argentina, Armenia, so there's a bunch of countries listed, and those are our observational units, the countries themselves. Now our variables, remember, are the actual things that we were asking the countries, the information we were collecting on them. So if we look at the columns of our data set, we can see we have 4 different variables here. We have life expectancy, and I'm lazy, it says in 2008. We have literacy rates, also from 2008. We have something called GNI per capita. And we have developed, or is developed, which is about whether or not this is a developed country. So looking at these 4, I had us then also break down whether or not our variables were quantitative or categorical. So for life expectancy, it looks like that is a quantitative variable where the variable is in years, right? We could actually look and say highest life expectancy of any of the countries here looks like it's in Chile. I could be wrong, I'm just glancing. Whereas the lowest life expectancy is this 46, as far as I can see, in the Central African Republic. So we can see this is life expectancies. We have our literacy rates, which also appear to be quantitative. Rate is a nice way to tell us that, which I assume are percentages of people who are literate over the age of 18 or something. So we can see our most literate countries, Albania, 99%, down to our least literate countries like Chad. That's crazy. Anyways, GNI also appears to be quantitative. It has numeric values. To feel a little bit more comfortable about this, I would probably want to know what GNI stood for, so I could know what the units were. But the per capita, again, is telling us this is a rate per how many people there are in the country. And then our last piece is developed. We have N's and 1Y. That 1Y is the apparently one developed country here. I don't know, but this looks like it is categorical, right? So those are our, this is something I would expect you to do on a test, right? Identify what our observational units are, figure out what our variables are, and what type of variables they are. But again, it's a lot easier when you have that spreadsheet out in front of you. I highly recommend you try out the homework questions. Number 1 and number 2 are similar but much more difficult. But if you take the time to think through what that spreadsheet would look like, it really helps figure out what your quantitative variables are, or what your observational units are, and what your variables are.